What is going on, guys? This is Miasin. So a new hand trap by the name of Burl, the Dragon Undertaker. I actually forgot the name because I seriously don't care. It's a TCG exclusive, but it's a new card from Legacy of Destruction. Yeah, that's the new set. Some people are looking into it, which is very interesting. There's a lot to be said about it. Even though the effect is rather simple, it's still something that you have to read all the way until the end and really understand like the very minor like details where it can go right and can go wrong, because again, it's not like a card like Veiler or like Imperm, for example, that you just read once and you immediately understand how it works. This one might be a little trickier, and also its use cases might be infinitely more complicated than the actual effect itself. So yeah, today you already know the drill. I will be reviewing this card, but before we go any further, friendly reminder to smash the like and subscribe button. And now let's get right into it. So it reads, it's a level 10 Dark Illusion, 3 key attack, 0 defense. 0 defense means that you can search it when Dark dies, but I mean, who cares? It reads, if this card battles a monster, neither player can be destroyed by that battle, so it is a typical illusion monster. Again, every single illusion monster other than Diabelzi of the original Sin has that effect. And then the actual effect is, during the main phase, if a monster or monsters your opponent controls is sent to the graveyard, so by any means, your opponent could be linking all those monsters or whatever, and it doesn't miss timing because it is an if effect. You can activate the following effect based on where this card is at activation, so the monster itself, the Burl. But you can only use each effect of Burl, the Dragon Undertaker, once per turn. So if you are triggering its effect from the hand, then you special summon it. And then if you're triggering its effect on the field, you make one effective monster upon controls lose 1500 attack. That doesn't target, by the way. And then if its attack becomes 0 by this effect, you can destroy it. Very similar to Slifer the Sky Dragon. Actually, it's very interesting. But yeah, what this means is, this is pretty much a hand trap with multiple steps, because you first of all have to summon it from the hand, and then when it is on the field, then you have to make it, well, you have to wait until your opponent sends another monster he controls, by the way, to the graveyard. So it's not like if a monster in your opponent's possession is sent to the grave. So in other words, if your opponent goes like, let's say Diabelstar, pitch a monster from the hand and then set something, you're not going to be able to summon the Burl from the hand. You have to wait until he goes like, original, send the Diabelstar, summon Snake Eye Ash, and then you'll be at least able to summon the Burl, but you won't be able to do anything. I mean, you won't be able to use its on-field effect to make an opponent's monster become, lose a 1500 attack. And again, you are only destroying an opponent's monster if its attack becomes 0 by this effect. So in other words, you can only destroy monsters with Burl, the Dragon Undertaker, that have 1500 or less attacks. So in other words, I think you guessed it already, this card has a lot of loopholes. So my first reflex by looking at this card was first of all, it is a level 10 monster that summons itself from the hand. So I guess in a deck like Yubel or Train or any like a level 10 oriented deck could be able to play this card, because you know you can summon it, and then with any other level 10, you can either make Gustav Max and then burn your opponent for 2k, and then go for Liebe and then kill your opponent, and then go for Zeus, whatever. Or you could go for the Canolog Valdrath, which is a very good card. It is pretty much a Baron rank 10 monster. It's fantastic. I have nothing bad to say about it. So yeah, that's a cool thing that you can do if you can summon Burl, so you don't necessarily always have to rely on it serving a purpose as a hand trap, because even if you just summon it, it's not too bad. So if your deck is, you know, playing a bunch of level 10s in the first place, this card could be interesting to look into. So in a deck like Cyber Dragon, for example, every single Cyber Dragon has the potential to go into Mega Fleet. And then since you are making an opponent's monster go to the graveyard, then you can immediately trigger Burl if you, let's say, top deck it for turn, and then you can make a rank 10. And honestly, that's already good. You know, it does have its applications. Now, if you really want to look at how you can use this card as a hand trap, then it becomes definitely more complicated, because again, I keep trying to look at monsters with 1500 or less attack for its second effect to really come in handy, just like Slifer the Sky Dragon. And the low attack monsters that you're always going to be seeing this format would be the Snake Eye monsters. Snake Eye Oak, Snake Eye Ash, Snake Eye Populous. They will pretty much always send themselves to the graveyard, either to link summon or use their effects to evolve into another Snake Eye monster, or to be used as the material for, I don't know, like the discard fodder for Diabelstar or Synchro material, whatever. So it is relatively easy to trigger Burl multiple times against the Snake Eye monster, so that's already something. So against Snake Eyes, at least this hand trap does have some merit. My issue, right, is that, again, you have to make your opponent monster lose 1500 attack if you want to destroy the monster. And Snake Eye Populous does Surge Divine Temple, which boosts the attack of your monsters by 11, which means that even the weaker monster, Poplar, becomes 18, and then 18 minus 15 becomes 300, and you will unfortunately not be able to destroy that Poplar. So that's pretty bad, right? The fact that, again, there is like I said, there's a built-in way to beat Void Burrow even in the decks that kind of lose to that card. It's really unfortunate. And the other example was Tenpai Dragon. The only monster that has 1500 or less attack is Zongdora, but, you know, the Sanging Manner makes it unaffected by opponent's monster effects in main phase 1, and you can only summon Void Burrow the Dragon Undertaker during the main phase, and a lot of the, I mean, almost all the time, you're going to be sending your Tenpai Dragons to the graveyard, like, as synchro materials during the battle phase. You do almost nothing on the main phase in Tenpai Dragon, unless you're making, like, Hieratic Seal Pass or some random things, but you really don't have to. Usually you're always gonna do everything in battle phase, so because of that, it's ridiculously easy to beat Void Burrow, and there are a lot of terrible matchups for this card. I mean, I can think of like Purely, Voices Voice, Flunderies. Like, against those decks, they're never gonna be sending their monsters they control to the graveyard. Purely is an Xyz based strategy. Voices Voice is gonna ritual by using monsters from the hand, or they're only going to be sending a monster once, and then you summon a monster with 3k attack that doesn't do anything. And against Flunderies, I mean, they're going to be banishing their monsters. They're not going to be sending anything, so you're never going to be able to summon Void Burrow. Even though, you know, it would be cool to, you know, make the small birds lose attack and then kill them, but it's never going to come up. Absolutely never. So the thing is, if you're main decking this card, you are rather foolish unless you are using it really, like I said, as an extender. If you're using it as a hand trap or board breaker, in the side deck at least, some other cards like Nibiru, Droll, Forbidden Droplet, Change of Heart, Lightning Storm, Talents, etc. All those cards are much better. Not to mention that this being a hand trap that just requires multiple steps to be summoned, like summon itself from the hand and then wait until your opponent commits to triggering its effect again. It really plays really heavily into Triple Tactic Talent, and obviously Thrust, because it is a body that you're summoning on the field. But Talents, I want to say, is worse because you're not even hurting your opponent the first time. It's pretty much like a warning, like, watch out, the next time you do that, then I destroy one of your monsters. But then at this point, the Talent is just going to be punishing you like crazy. Either look at the hand and then make you lose like a real hand trap, or steal the Void Burrow and then it's going to completely it's going to completely, you know, like, it hits you like really hard because your one and only hand trap, really, it's gonna end up doing nothing. And if you want to hit some generic monsters, I want to say with Void Burrow, I guess against like IP Masquerena, that's fine. If your opponent summons an IP while you already have Void Burrow, then you immediately destroy it because it has 800 attack. But if your opponent summons like an SP, not only can you not destroy it, your opponent can now banish your Void Burrow and you can dodge like the freaking lose 1500 attack. It's really bad. It's everything is gonna backfire. It's pretty bad. And also against like Melodious, you really want to believe that it's gonna be an interruption if the Link summons the Bloom Harmonist, the Melodious Composer. But no, because even though it is a Link monster with 1000 attack and they are turn player, they will be going Chilling 1, and then you can go Chilling 2, make you lose 15, and then destroy the Bloom Harmonist, and then it's not on the field anymore, so it doesn't point to anything, so it doesn't summon anything, and you're discarding a card. It's wishful thinking, because again, by the time you get to summon this card, your opponent already went for the effect of Bloom Harmonist, because it doesn't have to send anything on the field to the graveyard yet. He just goes like normal summon Refrain, and then search like the Sonata or whatever, the Cannon, special summon, and then go for Bloom Harmonist, and then you can demolish you. It's really, really bad. Just unfortunate again. Like, obviously, if you don't know like how to beat this card, I can see how we can catch people off guard. And again, as an extender, I've got nothing real bad to say. Like, this card is not like a terrible extender, but for the most part, it usually looks like a blank extender. It's a card that does very little. I get that the fact that it has the typical illusion effect is not too bad, because I want to say Chimera is in a very good position at the moment, because again, when the monsters are basically indestructible by battle against a deck like Tenpai Dragon, which cannot really remove cards with card effects and can only really run everything by battle. If you can summon something like a Void Burrow somehow in defense position and your opponent can't destroy it, then you get to live another day, which is very good against an OTK deck. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say for this video. So I want to say this card, for the most part, kind of copium. Don't really recommend playing it, but it's really up to you if you want to play bad cards in your deck, or or if this card is, again, an extender in your rank 10 strategy. Anyways, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts about this card in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.